What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? You know why I'm here. Thank you for checking out another one of my weekly Forex analysis where I go over the markets. And Happy New Year, everybody. I hope everybody's excited for this new year as much as I am because I have so much stuff that's going on in the background. Things that you guys don't see, things that are manifesting while you guys aren't seeing them. Those are plays are happening in the background. And just know if you aren't part of the wave, you want to start riding the next wave. I'm just letting you guys know that right now. Stuff is going to be happening very shortly, but let's get over that. And so this video is brought to you by Arbitrage. You guys know my indicator that I use so much, and I love it. That's my edge in the market that I have over other traders. Arbitrage. If you guys love that stuff, if you guys are interested about it, just hit me up and we can talk about that. But anyways, let's go ahead and get onto this analysis. Ooh, past 2 weeks we haven't had any high impact news. Now we finally got some. Remember, this is the first week of the new month. Therefore, it is NFP this week. Just want to make sure you guys know Friday. Got to watch out for that NFP, non-farm payroll. High volatility in the market. The previous one was 245K, and the forecast is looking like 69,000, which is to be expected because a lot of people were on vacation or on holiday leave or on anything like that because of the holidays, right? So the forecast of the NFP, how much non-farm payrolls were getting sent out, it should be less than usual. All right. And unemployment rate, previous 8.5%, not know what that's going to be this time. We have FOMC on Wednesday, and we also have GDP news at 8 a.m. on Wednesday as well, so you want to watch out for that. And I'm not really too concerned about that JMMC meeting. So let's just go ahead and switch over to the markets, and let's see what things are going to be happening. All right. DXY, first of all, I have to look at the monthly. I have to look at where this monthly is sitting at. All right, so DXY monthly, you're going to get rid of all these drawings. DXY monthly came back into this major zone that's right here. And it came in is respecting a holding down here, right? Now, I personally would have wanted price to come down to this low, but that didn't end up happening. And it's still a possibility to happen, but still I do like where price ended up coming and stopping where these wicks are at right here. There's nothing really telling us that price could just stop right here. Based on the monthly, it's just been bearish since March. So just definitely got to watch and see how the US dollar is going to be moving. But from here, as of right now, I really wanted to go from this zone to at least up here, to at least back up to these highs. You know what I'm saying? To actually get a proper retest of that, and then a continuation to the downside if it's going to go pop up. But I still overall want price to hold right here. And like I said, just get a retest of this. Yeah, we did get a retest on September of this zone, but I still want this to come back up and climb, right? Go on to the weekly time frame, been steadily chilling right down here at this level. So that's a good sign for me to see. The same thing happened over here on the other weekly. Price just stalled down here for a couple weeks before it started pushing up. So I want to see how this is going to play out on the long-term time frames. You know, I'm not talking about, for the next couple of days or for the next week. For the long term, I really want to see price go bullish. If price does end up coming down like 88.90, like 89 or 88.950, then that's going to be really interesting to see what's going to happen. But again, I'm very much looking for I'm not looking for sells at this point. Only time I would look for a sell on the DXY is if price breaks down here, then retest, then yeah, I'll start to look for a continuation to the downside. But other than that, not really looking forward to any drops. I want to see price go bullish. So let me delete all this. Just go on to the daily time frame, see what we have on the daily here. Okay, so obviously the first we didn't have any, the market was closed, so there was no trading on Friday. And then on the day before that, we had this bearish candle right here. It's not an engulfing because it's not covering up this candle right here, but this is showing me optimism that price may be looking to turn around right here, right? So let's go into the 4-hour time frame. So we see that price has made this push to the upside What I'm kind of looking for in the DXY right now, though, is for price to actually make this bullish move. Either A, is going to keep going higher, which if it goes higher, I won't be against, or B, I want to see price making a push to the downside, at least to 89.653 before continuing to the upside, before continuing to the extension, right? So that's what I'm looking at for the DXY. It kind of looks like there was not much of a gap. I don't think there's much of a gap in the market for the DXY. Let's see. Yeah, just a little tiny bit of a gap right here on the market, just right here, but that's nothing too crazy. Again, I want to see price end up coming back to 89.653 for the a drop before continuing to make higher high at this structure. But it did officially break through this bearish structure that's right here, but it's only like a 1 hour structure, so it's nothing really to be super cautious about. Just got to see how price plays out. But again, I want price to drop, then continue to the upside. Okay, so let's go on over to arbitrage and see what we have here on Arby. Oh, and by the way, speaking of arbitrage, there are going to be a lot of changes in arbitrage. I haven't noticed any of the new changes on the arbitrage bands, but there's going to be some huge changes going on. So I'm probably going to be making an updated version of the arbitrage bands very shortly. But as of right now, I'm just going to be using these bands, right? So right now, 4 hour time frame on DXY hasn't really called anything. It's not looking like it's quite ready for a bullish move. So I like the retracement on the one on that fib, and I also do like this retracement to happen on the 1 hour time frame here. So let's just put that same fib from down here to up here. Let's see where that matches up. Lines up exactly with the lower danger zone right here. So again, this is something I'm just going to be watching for on the DXY for it to push to the downside to come back to like 89.650, and then I'll start to look for more bullish moves on the USD, like for the likes of Euro USD or for GP USD, any of those. That's what I'm really looking for. But with arbitrage, I'll be looking for something like this, which is the same thing, which is literally the exact same thing. So I like that arbitrage matches up with this setup. My entry would be arbitrage is barely trying to call for an exit, but it won't. So yeah, I like seeing this on the 1 hour time frame. Let's go to the 15 minutes, going to be calling for that sell shortly. So yeah, let's just wait. Let's just go ahead and wait for that break and retest to happen. I mean, let's wait for that retest to happen. Then we'll keep taking USD pairs to the upside. Okay, so that is on gold. What is it with this on this side? Anyways, that's for gold. I mean, for gold, DXY basically is gold. So I'm going to be putting a blue. So I'm going to be watching it. Let's go ahead and check out Euro USD. So Euro USD finally made a bearish impulsive move to the downside like I've been waiting for. That's good. But let's go ahead and check out the the monthly time frame first. So again, same thing as with the DXY. Euro USD, and I said this, and I mentioned it last week. That's the reason why I didn't really want to even trade Euro USD a lot last week, because I wanted price to actually come up to like 1.2500, 1.2500, and hold at that level before possibly making a bearish move to the downside. But I can't help but notice this on this weekly move. I mean, on this monthly move right here. I really can't help but notice that this was a nice fib move on the monthly time frame. Price pushed to the upside, came down, hit that 78.6, then continued to the upside again. That's really clean. That's a really clean move right there. But I still want to see what price is going to do at this major level. It still has about 200 plus pips before it hits to that equal high. Yeah, it still has 273 pips to that equal high, so that is a lot. But again, I like what I saw at the ending of the week. Looking at this weekly candle right here, this is telling me that price may have just lost some of its juice and it may be looking to turn around. So let's go ahead and go on to the daily time frame. So have this bearish engulfing candle. I love seeing these type of candles. Bearish engulfing candle on New Year's Eve. And so what I'm expecting price to do is retrace at least to 71% of this fib and then continue pushing to the downside. Now, we may not get that. We may get something like this candle right here, although this isn't an engulfing because it never passed this wick right here. But still, I still want to see price push up to the upside a little bit more and then a drop, right? So let's go ahead and see what that looks like on the 4 hour. And like, guys, we obviously know that price is in an uptrend. There's no reason to even try to draw trend lines or anything like that. This is in a major uptrend, right? And so with this move that happened right here, I don't want to just take this from this right here. I want to take from right here where price came all the way to the high, then try to get a retracement back to 1.22825, and then I'll be looking for another push to the downside to at least come to these lows down here at 1.21574. Now, Euro USD is in a major bullish market right now. It's majorly bullish. So you just want to be careful and possibly wait for that move to happen. Or you can, like, sell it right here. But I wouldn't want to sell it right here. If I miss this opportunity right here, then it is what it is. And we even have a gap to the downside that needs to be filled on Euro USD. So, and I would love to see price push up to the upside before dropping. Like, honestly, that would be very nice, very clean for me to get price to push to the upside before trying to close out this open gap. So I'm going to put this right here, open gap, and then see what price would do from here. But I like this EU sell a lot. Like I said, for the DXY, I wanted the DXY to push down before pushing to the upside, vice versa with EU. I want to see price push to the upside and then drop. So what I'm going to even do is I'm going to draw a alert right here. No, that's not what I want. I want an alert. Euro USD crossing horizontal ray, 61.8 fib of on Euro USD. Okay, create, and then I'm just gonna wait for that to happen, and when it happens, we'll see what to do from there, right? And let's go on over to arbitrage, and that price is 1.22744. Let's go on to arbitrage. So the 15 minutes already calling for that buy, but again, there is a gap to the downside right here. There is a gap right here that you have to watch for, and it's about like 13 to 15 pip gap, but we can still see that price is starting to call for this buy right here. So what I'm actually going to do, just let me look at the other time frame and see what's happening. 1 hour, okay, this was a sell that I had missed. 4 hour time frame right here, and then daily. Okay, so 15-minute time frame is what I'm going to be watching for. I'm actually going to set an exit alert on this. So I'm going to set a long exit on alert once per bar close. Then I'll create it. And I'm going to see exactly how this plays out. But I do like the buy on this. So what I would say to put a position for, because again, I want price to retrace to the upside. So I'd put a stop loss down there at those past those lows where that gap is at. And then I'll be looking to take price up here. So that's a 48. That's a 1 to 1.56 risk to reward. It doesn't look terrible to me because again, I want that retracement. And if I go on to the 1 hour time frame and show you the retracement fib that I would like to take, then this actually plays very well. So from this high to this low. So you see, I want to really take price at 1.22821. So this trade looks pretty decent for me to get up there, but I'll probably most likely take partials a little sooner. So let's just say if I want to take partials right here, price would be basically a 1 to 1.25, which is still not bad. Like I've been getting to realize that 1-to-1 risk reward trades aren't the worst, especially because RB gives out a lot of those. But again, I would want to probably take this right here because this band will probably come down and shorten anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this, and let's see what happens. I'll get in after I get off the call. but you would want to put your stop loss below here. And then I'll also say that, oh, arbitrage gave the alert. Now, if you want to get out of the trade, now would be a good time to do it. But if you don't want to get out and you want your stop loss to be the one to get you out the trade, then remain in the trade. So I like this a lot. So there you guys have it. That is for EU. So actually, let me copy this. I'm not afraid of that. If price exit out of the lower danger zone, that's when I'll start to be like, okay, now you might want to look to be getting out type of thing. But anything else, not really caring about it that much. All right, so let's see how this plays out. Going on over to GBP USD. Let's go on over to the monthly time frame. Gonna get rid of everything here. Okay, so GU monthly time frame price is just creating higher highs, currently holding at this high of this wick right here that previously happened. That's interesting to see. But price is definitely coming closer to hitting up at this high at 1.43746. Now, I can confidently say that in my trading career, I've never seen price at this level. So that's that. Give me 1 second. So resume recording. So kind of really not the craziest over GU here, because I do see these equal highs right here, but then same thing with how I did with the DXY on the monthly. If you look right here, this isn't a terrible spot to be looking at for price to be selling at and this is a higher time zone type of thing, but still it's not too far-fetched to say that this would be a good place to be looking to sell on GU. Personally, I don't want to even buy it because it's been very bullish for how many since it dropped down here in March. It's been very bullish at that. We do have that Brexit deal, but I'm not too sure what's going to happen with the GBPs long term on that. So just want to say that right here is a very interesting level for GU. So I'm going to just be paying attention to that. But then also want to highlight here as well, and I'll probably keep this up here for a long time to see what happens, but want to see what happens at this 1.36900 area that GU is currently at right now. Weekly time frame, extremely bullish. So don't see anything on the weekly that's gonna remotely tell me to start looking for sells. Daily time frame, same thing. Nothing really here telling me to look for sells. All we have right now is price just at this high currently. Hold on, coordinates 1.36900. That is came to this area and stopped at. That's all we have as of right now for GU. So we want to see. I don't want to worry about trying to catch the high or anything like that, especially since I could just wait for London session before I make that decision. But yeah, nothing on here right now is telling me to sell unless you want to really get into a risky sell. Whereas if you're trying to get into a risky sell, something like that, you would want to look for something like this. I'm okay with the 50 pip stop loss for a risky type move. A 50 pip stop loss doesn't sound terrible. But yeah, if you want to be a trader that's catching the absolute high of a move, then this is possibly your chance to get this right here. Even a lower stop loss, like maybe like a 35 pip stop loss, might do you good. Catch these equal highs right here, then take price to the downside. You give a ticket to the 138 because just off of this bullish move right here, although it's not a impulsive bullish move, just going off of this impulsive move, this would be where you'd want to take your profits at. So again, if you want to take this trade, be my guest. It's not my type of thing. I'm trying to stay away from riskier trades. If I was going to trade it, I'd probably risk like a 0.2% on it or something like that, and then wait for a breakout, retest, then continuation. Then yeah, I'd probably do that. But again, GU is absolutely bullish, and there's nothing that's really telling you that it wants to sell. Even if you're looking at price action like candlestick patterns or anything like that, nothing. I'm going on over to arbitrage, on the other hand. 15-minute time frame looks definitely not nice for anything like that. Doesn't look like I want to try to trade anything on this 15-minute time frame. 1 hour time frame, I'd rather wait for that sell call to happen. So let me actually remove drawings. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and set arbitrage short. Then once per bar close, I that short entry and then create. And so I'd want price to break out, retest the continuation to the downside. Or you could just take the buy like right here, like just take the signal and then just take the trade. Either way works, which just all depends on how you would want that. But price up at this level is at 1.36325 or 1.36327. I'd want for a price to break out, retest, and then continue to the downside. Sometimes it doesn't always happen that way, and if it doesn't, it is what it is. All right. Let's go on over to AUD USD. Ooh, AU is just a bothersome pair, if you ask me. First of all, hold on. Let me see what I was looking at before. Okay, M pattern. I like that. Drop, retest to the upside before a bearish push. That's something that I would do. Anyways, monthly time frame on AUD USD, absolutely bullish. Same thing, though, it is holding at these highs that when price had previously came to, it consolidated a little bit before it even pushed to the upside. This is all before my trading career, so I wouldn't know what those market conditions were at that time. But again, it's just a whole lot of consolidation right here for months before price even pushed up a little to the upside and then pushed to the downside again. But again, with this bullish push here, I still want to see some type of retracement on Australian on AUD USD. I still want a major retracement to the downside, if you will. I probably want price to come down at least back to these lows right here before continuing to the upside. That's kind of what I'm looking at long term for it. But again, just looking at that monthly candle, no chance. There's nothing that's telling me that I want to be looking for sales. Even on the weekly, every week price has just been coming to the ups, been bullish. So there's nothing telling me on any time frames as of right now, except for this daily candle, which I kind of like this weakness that I'm potentially seeing. Maybe a potential sign that things might want to turn around. Don't quote me on that though. And I also like seeing this 4-hour bearish engulfing candle right before, or a couple hours before the market closed last week. So I like seeing that a lot. But again, it's kind of like the same move that I just shown. Overall, I want to see AUD USD. I'm not even sure if I'm going to trade it, to be quite honest. But what I want to see on AUD USD is for price to push up to the 71% and then come down and continue to the downside. But again, if it don't happen, I'm not really going to be tripping over it too much. So let's see how things go, all right? And that's for AUD USD. Let's go on over to arbitrage. The 1 hour looks very good to me for potential break and retest to the downside. 15 minutes already played that move right here for the sell. So I'll just go ahead and set an alert for, again, arbitrage. So short, once per bar close, create. And what I would need is for price to break out and break through this downside, retest it, then continue to the downside. So gonna set this up right here. Ooh, 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 ooh. Like right here is good. Wherever, just as long as it breaks to the downside, I need to just break the RSI line. Retest, then continue. It'd be a solid trade. So let's see how things go. Pretty sure I got the alert on. Candle has to close before I get the alert, which will be in the next 30 minutes. So yeah, let's see how things play out. For AUD USD, 4 hour, nowhere near ready to call for a sell. Daily, absolutely nowhere near. Weekly, same thing. And monthly, very much same thing. That's funny. Look at this. Break, retest, fake out for the sell, and then continuation to the upside on the monthly. That's funny. I would not have gone out of this until price left this lower danger zone. Anyways, so let's see how that goes out for AUD USD. Oh, hold up. G, I'm actually in that. I mean, EU, I'm actually in that. GA. All right, so GA low-key played my life with this entry right here. I had called for a swing sell, a swing buy on GA, and that should be in profit right now. This trade that I had gone into, it stopped out at break even, so that's fine. This was the trade I am referring to, though. Let me see if I could find it. There you go. Oh, I don't even have the position up on here. Oh, whatever. What I was talking about though on GA was for price to come down here and then you buy it up to the 61.8, which is the 38.2 extension. So trade would most likely look like this. 71%. Stop loss down here. Take profit like right here or something like that. No, definitely is not. That doesn't even look like this move right here. Yeah, the stop loss is definitely not this high. It's right here. That looks more like the trade. But anyways, so yeah, if you took this trade last week, you should be in profit right now if you held over the weekend. But let's go on over, continue with this analysis. I'm going to keep this and just go on over to the monthly time frame. Actually going to hide it. All right, so I had mentioned this last week as well. Well, not last week, but last month, that price has just been consolidating in between these two zones, really. And I didn't really want to play in this zone because overall, I'm kind of still bull. This is still a bullish market on GU. I mean on GA, but you also have to see that price did finally come and break this trend line right here. This was a trend line that I was thinking that price was going to hold at, and I still do kind of believe that price is going to get back up in there. But still, it's just kind of weird, and it's kind of it'd be a little too early to call this for to be in a downtrend, especially since price has just been sideways overall. Even on the weekly, you can see price has just been sideways. Daily time frame, especially right here in the past couple of weeks, price has just been sideways over. So again, GA has just been sideways overall and not really looking to be, I guess, other than that swing trade I gave last week, is nothing really too crazy that I could see on this right now. I mean, it looks like price wants to take off right here. So yeah, that's GA again. It's just the same analysis as from last week when I called for this sell. That there we go. So kind of just really want to see price climb up to this upside 71% and then drop. That's kind of still the same thing that I want to see on GU. So I mean on GA. And again, if you took that, if you had taken that buy that I called last week, then you should be in profit right now. Let's go on to the 4 hour real quick, because I know the 1 hour called for that buy. 4 hour time frame. Ooh, just holding at that RSI line. So if you are in this trade from last week, I would consider trying to put your stop loss at break even and take some partials at least. But other than that, again, just I can't really see anything else other than price pushing to the upside before looking for a drop. Like if it came to this RSI line and then dropped, I would be totally fine with that because that's kind of what I'm seeing. But nothing else really on GA. So let's go on over to its counterpart, EA. Hold on, give me a second. Oh, damn. That's too bad. So EA just been going crazy with the bears. So let's go into the weekly, or let's go into the monthly. 2 bearish monthly candles to the downside. That is rough. But anyway, so like I had mentioned last week on EA, I was looking for price to come back up a little bit higher before dropping, and it did just that. On the monthly, it just looks like it's gonna. Let me see, because I still feel like price can come down here before looking for a drop, but it's just so much. There's just so much consolidation up at this level in the past that price coming back down here could just possibly mean that price does the same thing, just does a whole lot of choppiness before breaking anything. But let me just remove all drawings. And I just want to, again, I want to see what price is going to do at this small, very small, but very sturdy monthly level first before I make any type of decisions on if I want to trade it or not, to be in the first place. Because with all these weeks of bearish movement, I'm not crazy over trying to buy it right now. But at the same time, if I'm drawing a fib on a weekly level, I kind of want to see 1.65400 get hit again. And that's just, like I said, based off of how much bearish movement there's been. I want to see price respect here, push to the upside, and then continue to the downside, if anything, right? So let's see right here. Let's look at the daily. Same thing, just very bearish. Or to draw a channel. Let's see how that would look from that high to these lows. It's not really a crazy channel. Not really that much of craziness. Just one push up here. Price rejected, came back up. In the middle, at the middle of the channel, price pushed back up again, then dropped. Yeah, just kind of want to see it break out of this channel, come to this upside, and then continue to fall if anything. But that's all I'm really seeing. I'm not really crazy over EA right now. It is making a bullish push to the upside, which means that AU is probably continuing its downtrend. Ooh, hold on, boy. That's cool. But yeah, so don't really care much about EA doing like crazy numbers quite yet. I want to see this bullish push and then a retest. What is that even? But I kind of want to see this happen right here. Where is my drawing tool? Right here. Bullish move to the upside, retest, continuation to the upside before it goes. And like I said, I just want price to really start. If it's really gonna go bullish, I need it to go up to 1.6500 before making that deadly drop, because that's all I kind of see on the monthly time frame for it to happen at this point. So that's with EA on that, and then it's going to arbitrage. Daily, very much bearish, showing that it might be oversold. So that's a good sign. 4-hour time frame, showing that it's oversold as well, but it's way too low to even tell anything. 1-hour time frame might be the play, because the 15-minute already did call for the buy. That called right at market open. Damn, that's funny. Could have made some money at market open, right? No, I'm just playing. But anyways, what I'd really want to see is price break, retest, continue to the upside. Although sometimes EA, it won't even give you that break. So I'm just going to give the alert, arbitrage, long. And then once per bar close, cut the alert. Once it gives that alert, I'll look to get in it. So put that on blue, go on to the next one. One second. Yeah, that's nothing. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at Euro GBP. EG came to their sell box, dropped down. That's funny. I really wanted it to come up a little higher before the drop for me to get into an entry, but hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna sell. I'm gonna get rid of a lot of stuff, but not everything. Glad it's making this move though to the downside. This was supposed to be for a break and retest, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, monthly time frame. Said it last week, and I'll say it again. Well, I said it past couple of weeks, and I'll say it again. I'm not really looking for EG buys because it's at this high on the monthly, and the last time it even surpassed these highs was back in March of 2020, and then it left a huge wick. Price came back up to almost fill that wick. Looks like it's actually pretty interesting. How price did this. So it closed right here. It's kind of funny. Anyways, especially with this monthly candle, how this closed like this, all I see is yeah, I just see price dropping to the downside. This monthly candle, the way how it's closing, there's no way I can be looking at any type of buys right now on EG, honestly, with good faith, at least. Weekly time frame, again, very bearish candles, 2 bearish candles in a row. This looks worse than the previous one. At this point, all I can kind of see on EG is a break and retest for me to get into anything, at least. For me to get into anything, I kind of have to really see EG break to the downside, the retest, then continue to the upside. Because this is just screaming sell, sell, sell to me. Daily candle, same thing. This is telling me sell, sell, sell. If I were to try to get into this, if I was, which I kind of don't even like the move itself, kind of have to be something like this. And even that, I'm not going to set myself, if it happens, I'm going to let it play out because I'm not going to set myself up for failure for price to come to that 71 before making another drop to the downside. Kind of don't want to set myself up for that type of move, but if I was trying to like look for a move that badly, then it'd be this. But I don't like it personally. I just would rather price break to the downside than retest the broken structure than continue, you know? So that's for EG. Arbitrage though, I'm pretty sure can give me an entry if I really wanted one. So 15-minute time frame, starting to call for a buy very shortly. Gonna go ahead and set this up. EG long once per bar close. If it gives me that entry, I might take the buy push to the upside before it gets to where I need it to get to, and then look for sells there. That, like I said, that is probably the only way that I can possibly get into anything. But technical analysis point of view, I'm not getting in it. 1 hour time frame. I'm pretty sure that if price gets up here, that it'll actually fake out for some buys before calling for another sell. But yeah, again, I can't look at this and say that it's gonna keep buying. So the daily candle gave this sell. So I'd want price to retest that RSI line and then drop. So that would help out with the buy, the short-term buy we're looking for. But look at the weekly. The weekly is finally actually like it's broken this RSI line to the downside for the second time. Like I said, I'm kind of hoping for a retest and then a push to the downside on EG long term for sure. This is actually a really good swing sell that I might look to get into for a very long time. So yeah, again, I just want the bullish push to the upside, but this is not looking like anything I want to try to sell. I want to try to buy. So if I can get this push to the upside, 0.90500, it could hold there, taking it to the downside. So that's for EG. Definitely going to be on my radar. Euro NZD has just been a freaking a-hole. Just going to delete everything, then go on to the monthly. Okay, so this monthly candle that just closed telling me price wants to sell. The same thing with like after this huge bearish monthly candle. Yeah, I'm kind of looking for sales. I actually want to see something. So I'll actually go back to the monthly. Get that high, get this low. Go to the 4 hour. Yeah, price didn't even go near the fib on this move. Weekly time frame, been consolidating a lot down here. Would have really wanted for price to, let's just take it from this wick, although I kind of hate doing that. I would have wanted price to at least come up to 1.77037 before dropping, but hey, not everything happens before you want it. I still weirdly find it possible for this to go bullish. Like it could really hold at these lows right here that it came down to, and then hold right here. Like I'm not super against it, especially since it came down to this area where price sold to buy. It came down to this area right here. It's kind of making me look at EN and be like, huh, this could be a possible area where if it's gonna buy, this would be an area right now I would look to buy it. But I'm not trying to actually get into that. And then also, if you want to draw trend lines, I suppose you can use this. Kind of broke through it right here. It could be the retest, continuation to the downside. So I'm not really gonna the swing sell that I did call last week on this move, it did hit stop loss. I'll show you on the daily time frame. It called for the exit, therefore it hit stop loss. That's the reason why I have that stop loss there. But you could have definitely had your stop loss right under this wick, and that would have gone hit. But that could have just been the wick fish and then continuation to the upside. So I'm still kind of looking for a buy on here, but just not really that confident about it. Have to see some more movements for that to happen. But the 1 hour is definitely calling for a buy. So what could this be? Break, retest, continuation to the upside. That's kind of something that I'll be watching for EN. Especially with this bearish push that I just give, this would be perfect for you to get some money off of that. Like just get the retest and then boom, get in. That could be a solid. If we were to take the buy right here, that's a solid 110 pips right there. So could watch for that play as well. I'll be looking at that later today on RB. All right, I don't go over GJ or you at Chef. Tacos. Let's take a look at tacos. This has just been really sloppy. All right, so tacos been extremely bearish. This weekly candle right here does not tell me that price wants to continue to the upside. Monthly candle, same thing, basically telling me that doesn't really care to go and push to the upside. Kind of still see that it held right here, these lows, but after this bullish candle right here, I would want price to still come to like 19.600, and then I could start being like, okay, maybe price is gonna make this huge bullish move again, or this was the retracement that it needed, and then now it's gonna come push it upside. But again, it's just USD Mexican has just been so bearish. It's kind of hard to say that you want to do that, but it is what it is. Just gotta risk it if that's how you feel. But I'm not trading it personally right now. 1 hour time frame looks like a wreck. Really looks like a wreck. So I don't even want to play this out either. 4 hour is holding at this lower danger zone, so that's something to watch for. That if you do want to take a buy at it, then you could buy it down here. But again, I'm not crazy over it. Huge gap to the downside, actually. Yeesh. Yeah, so USD Mexican is a pair that I haven't been really focused on trading that much, especially since it's just been on the downpour. Take a look at gold. All right. Gold, have you decided to chill out? No, I'm joking. So obviously, monthly time frame, we could see that gold is extremely bullish. It's definitely gave a Mariposa candle right here, but it still hasn't engulfed this candle that's next to it. So that's going to be something that we're watching out for. I do like this 1912 pricing that we're at right now for gold. I do like this 1912 pricing that we're at. If we're looking at this weekly fib from this high to this low, this would be an area that would be of interest on gold for a swing trade to the downside. Now that is if it's going to keep falling though. With the bullish movement of the crypto markets and everything like that, I'm not so certain if gold is going to be doing that type of drop. Maybe some influence of the cryptocurrencies is going to push gold to also go bullish as well. And it's been bullish for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. I mean, for like 5 to 6 weeks, basically. So it's kind of hard to say. But again, from this bearish move right here to down here, then the retracement, this would be an interesting place to start looking for sells on gold, right? If you're going to be looking for any type of swings right here, I would suggest that you don't look for any more swings if price goes to 1964. But other than that, this looks pretty solid for a possible swing setup. Go to the 4-hour time frame, drop. Yeah, all this. There's still this liquidity that's has to get caught up at 1923. So that would probably be where I would look to buy, honestly. I'm just iffy about gold because nonetheless, on the higher time frames, this is extremely bullish. But let's see. Risking like 1% off of this move right here isn't crazy. But at the same time, it's kind of like, yeesh, price has just been bullish, and you don't want to go against the higher time frame trends when overall we do know that on the weekly, on the monthly, gold is extremely bullish. But on the daily, it's questionable. Not really. Like, it's just as of since August 6th, it's been questionable if it's really in a downtrend or not. And so let's even draw a trend line down here. Yeah, so price could definitely be looking to to break through this and continue to the upside. So definitely just got to be paying attention to gold and seeing what it's doing. If we go on to arbitrage, though, you can see 15-minute time frames definitely said it's bullish and it took off. 1 hour time frame, not quite ready for that sell yet. And 4 hour time frame, nothing's quite ready for that. And the daily, it even caught this buy right here, so shouldn't even be surprised that price is up here, right? Weekly time frame called for the buy a couple weeks ago. Again, shouldn't be surprised that it's down, that it's going to the upside. But again, I'm just waiting and patiently seeing what it's going to do. But overall, again, trying to sell gold when it's so bullish is kind of risky. But we'll see how that goes. And S&P and Dow Jones just keep making higher highs. Therefore, why try to trade them? They keep making higher highs. If they retrace, all I would say is look for buys, but they just keep making higher highs. No reason to try to sell it if it's just going to keep making higher highs. But yeah, that's about it. So is there any other pairs that anybody wants me to look at? Anything else? Nothing? All right. Well, sounds good. Well, again, guys, let's wish for a very prosperous new year. And I hope you guys reach the goals that you guys are striving for and obtain them. Grab them hard, squeeze them out, then go for another goal and go hard. That's all I want from you guys is to see your benefits and not your downfalls. So appreciate for all those who are watching and for those who will be tuning in. And let's make some money this week. Later, y'all. Ooh, ooh, ooh. There we go.